Start her up.
Hey everybody!
Hey guys, George here, back again on the train stream. Today,
What do we talk about?
everything. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about everything but mostly trains.
And we talk about George's hair. George is like, oh my gosh, forgot to put a hat on. But we're here also today with Matthew. He's back for another run.
Yep.
Yeah, still out, still hanging out from Washington. Good to see you, Matthew. Thanks for coming in.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, hey, you
Excellent.
all right, George, what you got to say today?
I have to say that we're running trains and we're here at Middletown Station. Pretty cool. The people are gone though. Yeah, they didn't come back.
Where'd they go?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, that's Mike's Train House Operating Station. It's one of George's favorites when he was growing up.
Well, the people on there got tied to the track by bandits.
Yes, they did. Anyway, the people go on up. They go up and then they come down, and it's operated with the switch. So good to see everybody here. We got kind of a different setup today with me in the back, the young guns in the front.
Yep.
Hopefully they'll be doing more of the making the stream go. They did a pretty good job yesterday. What'd you think of that, Matthew?
Yeah, it was weird for the first time, but kind of got
Being behind the camera.
Yeah.
Got used to it. We're running. Well, what are we running today, guys? Matthew, what are you running?
I don't remember the name of it. 'Cause I don't
Train
know.
Master.
It's the Train Master. That's the name of it.
Cool. Bloody nose. What's the railroad?
Southern Pacific, and then we have we have freight, and then towards the end, if you pay close attention, which I don't think you can see it, we got the GFW Trains 1000 subscriber boxcar on there.
We like that. You made that yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, I made it yesterday. I gave it to him yesterday. I made it about a month ago.
Well, that's fantastic. It looks great. It came with a plaque, too, that you made, huh?
Yep. The flag is right there.
George, why don't you show everybody that? Matthew's quite the craftsman. Now, Matthew, you told everybody a little bit about yourself yesterday. You're from Washington State, right?
Yep.
And you like trains.
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of trains?
F units.
Yeah?
Usually.
You like F units.
Post-worth.
Nice. So now tell me, do you have a hierarchy of F units that you like? Like which ones?
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe. Everybody loves Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find a spot here between these guys so everybody can see me.
It's a very iconic engine.
It is a very iconic engine, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So it's Santa Fe. Well, that's nice. So yeah, besides the F units, what are some of the other trains that you like?
Well, coming from Georgia, I didn't really know a lot of trains, but then he got me like in the cab forward over there. That's pretty good.
Ooh, everybody, does it work when Matthew says it? Bottoms up, head forward.
Yeah.
All right, so sounds like you're Southern Pacific guy then, huh?
Yeah. I don't know my favorite railroad yet, but I guess Southern Pacific's pretty good.
Still out there looking. George, what are you running today?
I'm running the 844. That was actually by Matthew's request. He wanted to see that run, so got that going, and it's pretty cool.
Nice. Well, so you got the 844, and what's behind the 844?
The 4441 George Bush presidential.
Why don't you speak up, George? I think that we might be having some trouble with people hearing you.
The 4141 George Bush presidential unit.
And what's behind that for the people that haven't seen what you?
We got a passenger train. Oh gosh, I forget the name of the train, but it's got a special name that the sound cars actually. Never mind, I'm not gonna turn on the sound car because we'd be stand with next stop. Yeah, it's a pretty cool set of Lionel 18-inch passenger cars with the RPO car, the extra passenger car, and then the sounds car, which is really nice. So complete set. Yeah, that's what we got going right now.
Well, very cool, very cool. Well, Mandy was over yesterday running trains with George, and George and I had an opportunity last night. Mandy was over, kind of listening a little bit on it. George and I had an opportunity last night to be on a podcast recording for one of the young guns out there, one of the next gen trainiacs, as I like to call them. Sam's O-Gauge Trains and RJ's Trains. They've been putting together a podcast about the hobby, and they formed a channel for that. You're going to have to check it out. They've got a bunch of different podcasts that they've done in the past. Ours isn't up there yet, but I think it's going to be a future one that's going to be put out. But and down below, I've got in the description, I posted up a link to these guys, their new YouTube channel page. And I think, like I've talked about again and again, it's really important for all of us to support each other in the hobby, don't you think, George?
Yeah. Yeah, I do think it's important. Very, very important. Yes.
Not a paid spokesperson.
Yeah. Paid by the word.
It's going to be one of those nights, guys. One of those nights. But anyway, it was really cool to be on. Actually, George did talk. Said more than at the podcast.
I did say more than talked about...
He wore a hat, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, and a red shirt. And, wait. No, I didn't wear a red shirt. I wore the GFW Trains shirt. Yeah, so... That's what's going.
But anyway, these guys are fun guys, nice gentlemen that are into trains and trying to memorialize some of this stuff. Check out their channels, check out their podcasts, give them a listen while you're in the car driving to or from someplace. But anyway, with that, we got a lot of people on the line here checking in here, so good to see you. We got Brian Burns is the first in the door. Randall Ellison, what's up, GFW Trains? What's up, Randall? RDD Ash in the house. Says that he commented 4 hours ago, but the comment's not there. Sorry about that, RDD Ash. I don't know. We'll send that right to the top of the YouTube flagpole. D Klinger's in the house. Let's see, Steam is King Production with Friends is in the house. Got Brian Burns in the house. Oh, we already got him. Sorry about that, Brian. We're not stingy with whistles around here. Wally Wardrick in the house. Right on. And ours Trains, of course. Coming in right as we started. Good to see you. Lourdes Hernandez. Mommy Lulu's here. Good to see you, Tita. D. Klinger says he had to get the rubber bands put in for his top braces and his bottom braces. George knows how that feels.
Yeah.
Do you have braces, Matthew?
I'm going to find out how it feels in 3 months.
Oh, my gosh.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Sympathy whistle.
Sympathy whistle right there.
Ours says they need an updated version of George surfing on this Livestream flat car. Probably make that happen.
I think so. Maybe we can have him do it while he's standing up.
Like a skateboard?
Yeah. Well, here's somebody we haven't seen around in a while. Good to see you, John2618. Hope things are going. Hope you're back flying these days. If not, I hope that you're having fun operating those trains. That's for sure. Good to see you back on the stream. Eric Lee's in the house. How you doing, Eric? Thanks for joining us. Eric Schnee, good to see you here. Big O! Otis Tooley's in the house. Says, hi from the town of Princeton, West Virginia. Just got home from work.
Nice.
Right on. Randall Ellison's asking, what is that locomotive behind the Norfolk and Southern engine?
That one is a Burlington Fantasy Heritage Unit. It's an SE made by Lionel. It's got Lionel Legacy in it, and it's a pretty sweet engine. Got it at a train show. Really good deal on it. And it's my dad likes the Burlington because they came through our town. Well, I like them too. It's kind of cool engine, good price, so we picked it up. I think we got it for like $215, which is kind of cool.
Whew, sweet deal. George did some negotiating. Whipped out those smile, those dimples. I said, can I have this for, if you don't give this to me for $225, I'm going to give you the shank.
Or you
What?
could have gone the other route and been like, you'll ruin my whole year. And
Yeah.
act like a little boy. I'm only 10.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, gosh. Big O says, hey, George, it's Christmas in July on the Homework Channel. We got to run Christmas trains.
Okay. And
Let's do it.
maybe-
Let's do it. We'll have to do that later. At least we can do that on July 25th.
Yeah, Christmas in July. In fact, oh wait, no, that didn't happen in when we went to World Jambo, but in the 2017 National Jambo, they had a big day they called Christmas in July. It's kind of cool, but yeah.
Right on, right on. Oh, Lionel Guy 1776 is in the house. Says, hey guys, layout looks great. Well, thanks a lot. We've been doing a lot of train running and a lot of other things these days. We haven't put a lot of time in putting the layout. The next couple steps we got to put in on the layout. Some switches we got to wire in, and we got to rewire some of the signals around. In fact, we're going to buy some more of those signals from Trains and Things. He's a regular on our streams here, and he sells the little dwarf signals like over here, and we really enjoy them, love them on the layout there. Got those from him. We're going to get some more, put those around the layout. So let's see here. Ours Train says, Matt, you can have my post-war F3s for free.
That'd be nice.
Ben Santi's in the house. Good to see you, Ben. Good to see you. Iron Fox is in the house. Ours Trains, speaking to the podcast from RJ's Trains and Sam's O-Gauge Trains, saying that the podcast is this Friday. I think it's going to be this Friday's podcast. It might be the next one. Brian Burns says, you guys need to do podcasts. You know, we may go to something like that because it's been hard to find a time to do these live streams and stay constant at it. But you know what? There's a lot of cool podcasts out there, and we don't want to step on anybody's toes that are doing them. And I think that Sam's O-Gauge Trains and RJ's Trains sure do a good job of that.
You know, this is kind of like a podcast because we're talking to the other people there. It's like a live podcast.
You're right. You're right. Now that's what kind of way I always thought about the format. We got some trains going on. We got some give and take back and forth. It's kind of a neat format, though, Matthew. Yesterday when we were on there, it was a Zoom, like a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
And he recorded the Zoom meeting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and he takes it back, edits it up, and puts it back out there as a YouTube video, like a video of the meeting, and really good discussion about trains. I think. Oh my gosh! Just realized that I had the wrong date on the live stream here.
It's okay.
Yeah, you had the wrong date on yours, but I think that's how I got the wrong date on this one.
No, I put 6:29. I did, I think.
All right. No, you would have been right if you had 6:29. Let's see. Did we get Iron Fox? Let's get Iron Fox. He's here. We didn't. Let's see here. Paul Coker's in the house from Bradford, Pennsylvania. Good to see you, Paul. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us today. Kick back, relax, grab something to drink, hang out with us, run some trains, and talk some trains. We love it. Our Train says, I've been waiting for a GFW Trains X-Model Train podcast collab for a while.
Well, your wish has been granted.
We got our collab going.
Yeah.
DB Texas, hey Wally, Matt, George, how's it going?
Hello.
Hey, you know,
It's going pretty good.
we've got a friend of the program in the house, friend of the family, friend of the program, Katrina Cabernis. Says howdy, howdy, howdy. Hanging out with her this weekend, running trains out there, Prairie State, huh, George?
Yeah, we did. She brought up Maverick too. He ran the speeder.
Why don't you explain what Prairie State is and who Maverick is, George?
So Prairie State is a Livestream club in Big Rock, Illinois, and they have about a quarter mile of tracks. Pretty small railroad, but neat, just like because it's a cool place to go out and eat lunch. You know, run your trains if you have them there. And Maverick is Katrina's son, who is about 6 months old, I think.
Yeah,
right?
but he's jumping into the hobby just like you were.
Yeah, so he's pretty young, and it's kind of cool watching him run the speeder yesterday. But yeah, Yes, yes, yes.
So Paul Coker says hello, Wally, George, and other young man. This Matthew is a good friend of ours,
Yep.
coming all the way from Washington.
State.
Yes, state, not DC.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So let's see here. Randall Ellison says that Burlington locomotive looks cool. Randall Ellison, Georgia needs a Frisco locomotive to go with it. Laugh out loud. Katrina Cabernet says ours train saw some sweet GFW train shirts you made. How can I get some? And ours train says Katrina, I wish they were up for grabs, but they were a one-time make. Hopefully George and Wally can make some of their own shirts because I'm sure there'd be plenty of people who would love to get some.
Yes.
Right on. Right on. So Lionel guy, catching all up, says, I love the dual ZW Transformers,
Oh,
guy.
yeah. So we got one for the outside loop, and then the other one for the inside loop, and then and then underneath we have one of those. Do you know what watt transformer that is that comes with the fast
I
track?
think it's 90-watt transformer.
Okay, so yeah, we have a 90-watt transformer powering the switches, and yeah. So, do you know what ZW we're gonna have on the upper loop, or?
I think it's going to be connected to one of these two.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the plans for the layout?
So we're gonna. This is only the bottom loop of the layout. We're gonna have a top loop, or that's gonna second level per se. That's going to come over and run around the perimeter. As you can see up here, we got the ramp coming up, and I think that's where it's about gonna stop and then level out from itself. But yeah, that's where we have the. It's going to be a top loop, and then it's going to have a part over here that wraps around itself, so we can do the original plan of the layout, which was a double dog bone, double dog bone, and yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
So George, what do you got plans of doing on the layout next?
Hopefully getting the yard wired up. We're just don't have enough wire for that currently, so just gotta hopefully order some of that soon.
What kind of wire are you using on that, and how's that work out?
I don't know what kind of wire we're doing. This is 14 gauge, right? What gauge is this?
22.
Oh, right. So this is 20.
Actually, I think it's, 22.
Okay, so they were using 22 gauge wire.
Might be 18.
And, okay, so 22 or 18 gauge wire. And, well, actually, I might say it. I don't know. Never mind. But, yeah, and then we have them for each colors of the switch buttons, which I'm not sure if I have any to show you guys. Never mind, sorry. But, yeah, so we have each color, and I think we ran out of red, black, and, oh gosh, we're getting the colors. Red, black, and green. We're running low on green, so yeah, gotta wait on that for a little bit.
But we also use, besides that wire, a different kind of wire too.
For the regular, hold on. Yeah, so for the regular part of the layout, we're using 14 gauge wire. We have a red and hold on. Let me grab it. So we're
Look
using
at the gauge again.
what?
Look at the gauge again.
Yeah, 14 gauge. So this is 14 gauge wire. It's actually audio cable, and basically what we're doing is it's pretty easy. So we have this like rubber thing on the outside, and you take like take a box knife or box cutter, and just like go in between the two wires, cut down, and then you'll have your red and black wire that come out, and it's pretty useful. Is this the second box or the first box?
That's the second box.
So we've used 2 of these boxes so far. And if you go under the layout, you basically all you see is this stuff and then the stuff for the switches. But yeah, pretty nice.
So how have we wired it up?
We've used the bus wiring system for the TIU, or the MTH TIU that we're using. And we're using what they recommended on doing a bus wiring system. So
Star wiring out of a bus?
Oh, that's what I meant. Yes, star wiring out of a bus, and basically how it works is you have jumpers every so often on the layout, and they'll go from the track directly to the bus, and then the bus will take it to the TIU. So, yeah, it's worked out really nice so far.
So far, so good.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what we're doing for that, and
So you forget about the other type of wire that we use for the switches. We use the telephone wire, remember?
oh, yeah, is that up here? Anyways, I can't find it currently right now. But basically, yeah, we're using telephone wire, and it has 5 wires on the inside. And it's got a black, red, yellow, green, and blue wire, I think, something like that. And or no, yeah, black, red, yellow, green, and
That's it.
yeah, that's it. And basically, we'll do the same thing we did with the audio cable, and we'll cut that up, and then just use whatever when we're going longer distance. We use whatever. Oh man, it's escaping my mind. Oh yeah, we'll use whatever color wire we need, and that's worked out so far. Although it's really, really, really hard to split using. It's too small for the
Wire strippers.
wire strippers. So you have to be really delicate with it when you're using it. I've cut myself so many times trying to get the rubber on the outside out. But yeah. Dang.
Cool. We got some other guys checking in here. Mega Train Lovers in the house. I don't know if we got him yet or not.
No.
You might want to.
It's got Stevens King Productions says hi, George and Wally. Trainmaster 04's here. Lionel Guy 1776 says Cat 5 wires, I believe what you're referring to, and that's correct. That's correct. I was hoping. Ours Train says I feel bad for Matt since no one's asking him anything, so here's some questions.
Okay. What are the questions?
All right, ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this? All right. So it says, what would your dream layout look like in your favorite Lionel logo of all time? Besides the F3s.
Well, besides the F3, I'm still looking.
All right.
Okay, but if you want to know about my dream layout,
All right. All right.
it would probably be about the size of a Walmart,
Ooh,
and
I like it.
and I wouldn't have to pay any money to build it. But realistically, probably just a nice thing like down here in the basement, something like that.
So let's see. You want a large layout
Yeah.
and one that you don't have to pay for. Sounds good, doesn't
Yeah.
it, George?
Yeah, it does.
But as we all know, we can't get it for free. So yeah, realistically, like a basement layout that I could come down here for hours on end and work on, and do some good scenery.
Somebody's like, Walmart? Because,
Well,
go ahead.
the size. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys are probably confused on Super Walmart or regular Walmart, and that'd be Super Walmart.
No, you don't want to go small, do you?
No.
Just go super Walmart.
Go big or go home.
You got it. You got it. Oh, cool. Some more people coming in here. We have got our rail fan JK. We got Nicholas Schnee. And our man Angel Garcia. Otis Tooley says, George, I'd go out and buy yourself a good pair of strippers.
Well, we have a really good pair of
No,
wires.
I mean wire strippers, George. Wire strippers, that's what he said.
We have a really good pair of wire strippers, but the thing with the telephone wires is really, really small and thin, and you can't really use the nice ones on it, so we have to use so these are the ones that we normally use. And these are the ones we have to use for the thin wire, and every once in a while just cut the wire completely, so which is kind of annoying. And when you're trying to cut the telephone wire in between, I've cut myself like my fingers so many times cutting through that. But yeah, it's worth it.
Very good. Very good. All right, Matt. People are saying go for the gold. Get yourself a Super Walmart.
Yep.
A couple of strippers, you'll be all set.
The goal is
Wire strippers.
The goal is franchise out of Walmart. Have Walmart help me pay for the building. Pay off the building, close the Walmart, take all the money I sold off that sale merchandise and put that in the trains.
I like it.
And
I
that's
like
the
it.
plan.
Let's see here. James Trains here says Cyrus and here is working out. Good to hear you're all buffed up. Nice and buff. Let's see here. Ours Train says, now Matt, here's the hardest question of all. What track would you use on your layout?
That's really tough. I'm not sure because I want something to look realistic and functional. So I don't really know many types of track. You got no. I can tell you the one track I hate, and that's the post-war.
Track.
Yeah, tubular
Oh,
track.
no.
That's the one track.
Man,
I
that's
hate.
like sacrilege to say.
I'm sorry.
That's like
had
saying
to-
I don't like Santa Claus.
I have to say it. But when you have floor layout where you're connecting stuff a bunch, and then it just comes apart and it's short, so
I can vouch for that.
yeah. So what would you recommend? Because I'm not really big into track.
Yeah?
I only have tubular and fast track, so I wouldn't know.
Well, we've got Gargraves going on down here. We really like Gargraves. He seems to carry current real well. If you are operating command control system, the signal goes through the track really well. And we've got it combined with raw switches here on our layout. Those are two of the things that we like. But I know that there are a lot of people out there that like George's cousin Sam. He has fast track. Really likes fast track.
Yeah.
And that's a nice one. And there are a lot of people that are out there that like Atlas track as well as real track.
Yeah.
That's pretty much everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't narrow it down much for you.
But if you had fast track, I guess you could put ballast on it and make it look more realistic. If you had fast track.
Sure.
I do research before making a layout, like all people should, and find what track I'd like.
RJ's Train says don't use fast track. He didn't like fast track. He was on I was talking to him the other day, and he didn't like the fast track. Speaking of RJ's Trains, for those of you guys just showing up, RJ's Trains and Sam's Trains, we were on their visiting with them last night and did a neat little podcast with them. They're starting up a new channel, a couple of next-gen train guys, and there's a link down below to their channel, so check out their new channel, subscribe. They're going to try and be putting out a podcast every week putting out a podcast, so check that out. Make sure you go there. But I don't want to let this your train layout train go away, because we got some people up here that are liking your idea.
Yeah.
And so here's what I say. What about a mall?
A mall?
Yeah.
Um,
Eric Lee suggested maybe a shopping mall.
that'd be a good idea because they're all closing, so the building should be cheaper. And
Foreclosure.
yeah, so a mall would be a great idea.
All right.
But the problem is, it's just a
money
lot.
to be made.
Yeah, like I mean, you could if you had a mall or like a Walmart, you could make money off people going in there and looking at it. So yeah, a mall would be a good choice. But the problem with all the departments, that'd be a lot of wall cutting to get it all connected, or you
I
could have
see.
multiple.
So then the next suggestion is from Big O, Otis Tooley, who says, what about an old Kmart? And build the layout inside that.
Yeah, but Kmart is smaller than Walmart.
Oh, very good point.
So,
Very good point.
Or how about this? You get the mall, right?
Yeah.
And then you have like a ton of portals in each room, and then each room you could like contract out to like different companies, and then you could have them like decorate the room however they
I
want
like
it.
that.
You know, to like sponsor the layout, kind of.
I like that. George, make sure you speak up if you would, please. All right, so I like this. Lionel Guy 1776 says your layout can be as big as your imagination. I like it.
But not as big as my wallet.
Man, you make a good point.
Yeah.
You make a great point. So UP 1995 Rail Fan says, hey guys, whose FEC boxcar is that? Says, hey guys, whose FEC boxcar is that?
It's mine. It's my FEC box.
Honestly.
Oh, who makes that boxcar, George?
It's a Weaver box car. When it comes around, I'll show you guys, but I don't know exactly what kind of box car it is, but I know it's Weaver, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I bought them all for like $25, so yeah, it's a pretty nice deal.
So I don't think we've checked him in yet, so give him a whistle too. Right on, right on. Trainmaster 04 says it's nice to see some trains running, but it's time to ask a Lionel trivia. I like this. First question, how many variations of the 726 Berkshire did Lionel produce? Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know the answer to that one.
I made 4.
I'll say 5 because I don't know.
5. I don't know either. I'm not venturing to guess. We'll see if anybody on the stream knows how many.
Yeah.
Let's see here. As I'm rolling through this, I'd like to ask everybody to do me a big favor here. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. If you could take a moment and hit that thumbs up button for us. It's people. The algorithm shoots the live stream out to people who weren't able to see the live stream, and the more thumbs up, the more likes we get, the more it gets pushed out. So do me a favor, if you get a chance right now, hit that like button if you haven't already. I'd certainly appreciate that.
Just did it.
Bam! Speaking of like button and hitting that, you got a YouTube channel, don't you?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So I don't have any Lionel videos on it yet. The video of me making the black and box car actually will be the first Lionel video. But right now, it's just a bunch of Hot Wheels videos because I love collecting Hot Wheels. And it's just a little bit cheaper than model trains. So that's what I'm into right now is Hot Wheels and trains. So that's basically what it's about. If you want to find the channel, it's Matthew Garston. So it's MATTHEW, and you put a space, and then it's GARSTIN. A lot of people put ON, but at the end, remember to put IN.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So
Making
we're
fun of me because I put ON yesterday.
Yeah. He was like, I can't find it.
But here's that FEC box car. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So you're getting a lot of shade here. The people are saying that tubular track is the staple of Lionel.
Okay, it is a staple, but as companies progress, they get better. So my stance on the tubular track is yes, it's a staple of Lionel, but as they get better, they realize, oh, our original product wasn't as great. For example, look at that. Look at the caboose. That's one spray job and a couple stickers. If you take a look at my box car, it's slowly getting better. So there's my stance on tubular track.
Evolved.
Yeah.
Very good. And Otis says if you get a $50 CD right now, by the time you're 21, you'll be able to afford a Kmart building.
Okay.
Oh gosh. So let's see here. Lionel Guy 1776 says he agrees. Some Gargraves and some Atlas track is best. So George, you running that FM?
No, I'm just putting the FEC by that one.
Can you turn down the? Yeah, there you go. Let's see here. Steamers King Productions friend says I got my new model. Corey, it's doing some runs to get the gear working. All right. James Train says, what's your favorite scale to model? O scale, because everyone knows that the amount of fun that you have is equivalent to the amount of rails that you have. Well, that's pretty good. I like that. Angel Garcia, is there any point to buying scale tracks now? I don't know. That's a good question. I would bet that there's enough out there on the aftermarket that you could probably model with that and keep going. What do you think, George?
I heard that it's not really too good, just because it's similar to Atlas track, where you can't cut it, and it's meant for more permit stuff. Yeah, I've heard that the switches aren't too good on it, and it's got the T-rail, or the flat rail on it, so a lot of stuff like tends to wheel slip on it. So
Really?
grip the rail.
So here's what I've come to learn about track. Opinions on track are like belly buttons, George.
They're either in or out.
Everybody's got one. Well, that's not what they always say, but that's what we say on this PG-13.
Hey George, so my dad told me a saying once, and he said, if you don't talk at all, then you don't sound stupid. My dad's told me that a lot. He said you might be stupid in the head, but if you don't tell anybody that, they won't think you're stupid.
That's pretty good. Oh gosh, that's pretty good. Paul Coker says I had an 027 track when I was a kid. And then getting back to what we were talking about, I'm pretty far behind on the comments. It looks like here. I'm falling behind. RJ's Train says that the podcast that we worked on will come out on Friday. It's Model Train's podcast channel. Like I said, there's a link below for those people that are just now checking in on our stream here. The Model Train Talk podcast channel.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Eric Lee's asking, how many people still use tubular track?
I have a whole box of it under the layout right here.
Well,
George uses it all the time around Christmas time. For those of you who can't see, George is concerned underneath the where we've got the camera set up. We've got a tunnel that the trains go through, and one of the trains keeps shorting out as it goes through the tunnel.
I still use tubular tracks. That's what I have a lot of.
Yeah. It's basically what I do for the Christmas layout. I'll use tubular track, although I have a hard time keeping it together. But other than that, yeah.
But what I do is I go to Harbor Freight and I buy a box with a bunch of zip ties and I zip tie the track together so it doesn't come apart. So it's a waste of zip ties in the end, but
Works.
I do.
You know. Yeah, that's true. Instead of having to go out and buy like $3 track clamps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Nicholas Schnee says he's making a CTA Brownline 7000 series. That's cool. Have you ever been out on the L here in Chicago?
No.
Oh, we got to go out next time you come.
Yeah.
Ride the L train. Hopefully, this whole COVID thing will die down a little bit. We can go out there. That'd be a fun one for you to enjoy.
I normally make an annual trip here mid-June to mid-July. So, 'cause that's when my school gets out in June.
Really?
Yeah. Because we start in September.
Oh. Starting in August. So yeah, after next couple months, gotta go back to school. But yeah, it's been fun. Oh. Sorry, guys.
Should we just
Alright,
take that
so-
box part off?
No, I think it's the bridge. There we go. It's fixed. Should work now.
So anyhow, George, we got Stephen Kofro in the house. Good to see you, Stephen. Spent some time talking with him last night. We had a good time doing that.
Yeah, we did. We had a really good time.
It was neat. We had I'd say three different generation of train folks talking. We called up Stephen after we were done with the podcast, and we just chatted and chatted. And that's one of the cool things I think about like the stay at home is that the world has become a little bit smaller,
Yeah.
and have a chance to meet people in different ways that we wouldn't have even thought of before. Brian Burns says that he's giving Weaver a thumbs up. Weaver is good.
If they made heavier cars, I would like them a lot more. Or heavier cars and die-cast trucks.
They make some nice ones. George,
Yeah, they
you were in
do.
a Weaver buying kick for a while. You still in that
It's
Weaver
'cause-
buying?
It's because it's what I can afford, you know? I mean,
I get
scale cars that aren't $60 a pop, you know? That's what... I mean, so like a lot of the scale cars that I own are Weaver because they are like, I can get them for like $15 a car, so yeah. Heck, I bought 4 of these box cars right here. Alright, we're gonna take that car off. I bought 4 of these box cars for $25, so I mean, you can see they are pretty affordable. Oh, I'm gonna put this one back. But yeah, that is what is going on.
So I don't know if we got the answer to that question. I lost on the 726 Berkshire question. I think Otis was weighing in with 6. So if we haven't gotten an answer on that, throw us an answer out there. Benjamin Ty's in the house. Give him a whistle. Real fan JK checking out. Thanks for coming in. We'll see you around the roundhouse. Got Justin P. Denver Rio Grande SP saying, "Hi guys."
Hey, how's it going?
Get him a whistle. So Otis says they did 8 if you count the Polar Express.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Nicholas Schnee says, I was crying when my friend cut up onions. Onions was a good dog.
Oh.
Oh, it's good. I love it. I love it. Trainmaster 04 says the answer is 5. The first one was made 1946 to 1949. The second one was the 726RR in 1952. In 1997, Lionel reproduced the modern era 726, and it was the first product of the Century Club.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I was right.
Yeah. So there were 4 post-war ones and then one modern.
Well, he was talking about the 726 model as opposed to just straight up Berkshire.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So Eric Lee's saying that he still uses tubular tracks, still getting that shade, man. Still getting the shade.
I use it too. Okay.
Lionel Guy 1776 says I own my first Tyco HO set in 1977.
That's neat. That's really cool. Yeah.
And finally they produced a Lion Chief Plus 726 around 2016 and 2017. Hey, guess who's checking in?
Grandma and Grandpa.
We got George Wordrick, the original edition.
The OG George.
George checking in says hi from Mom and Dad. That would be my Mom and Dad. George's grandma and grandpa. Eric Lee is weighing in on that joke. Ryan Rail's in the house. Good to see you here, Ryan Rail. All those people just coming in, kick back, relax, grab something to drink. We'll be hanging out here for a little while longer this evening. We got George here. We got Matthew here.
Yep.
Running some trains. George, why don't you go over what we've been running here?
So what we've been running is Matthew's running the Southern Pacific Trainmaster right there that came with the Train Collectors Association 50th anniversary set, and I'm running the 844 currently with the 4441 or 4141 behind it, and then the passenger cars, 18-inch passenger cars. Yeah, I'm running.
So looking back around to talking about the L, RJ's train says that he likes the L. He's been on the L, and he likes it even better than the New York City subway.
Agreed, even though I've never been to the New York City, or I've never ridden on the New York City subway. I agree with you so much because Chicago is great, you know?
We like Chicago, we like the L, and Grandpa's checking in says now is the time to go on the L because nobody's on the L.
Yeah, that's true.
James's train says Chicago L.
I remember my first L trip. We were in by Tia Lulu's house, and we got on the L train. And the car we got on was filled to the brim, except for the back, like the very back of the car. And in the back of the car, someone had taken coffee and spilled it everywhere, and just left it there, like left the cup there, just like, bruh. But yeah.
That seems pleasant.
Yeah, good stuff. Living in a big city, you know.
Yeah.
So we got another question from Trainmaster 04. It says, question, how many 6464 boxcars are there in the series? Now my follow-up question to that is it just the post-war 6464 or the whole series? I believe in the post-war there are 19, I think. What do you guys think?
I think you're right. Because we were talking to the guys at Train Town.
What do you think?
You know, it worked last time. I say 20.
Charlie's Model Trains is here. Get him a whistle.
Charlie.
James's Trains is asking if we can run the Trainmaster on the medium loop. I think so. They can't get enough of that Trainmaster. Let's see here. So DB Tech's talking about your Weaver boxcar, saying that's a good deal, George. He paid $10 for 2 of those boxcars last week.
Oh, that's cool.
And RJ's train says never had any Weaver. I've been wanting to get some more. And Brian says if it's too light to just put some change in it.
Yeah, it would just. I mean, I guess that would work, but then we tried it with the FEC car, and the frame just sagged down. So yeah, we'll find a solution eventually. But yeah.
Grandpa George is checking in. Says he thinks that there are 34 64 box cars. He says just showing off a little bit. He's like I could go down and count them. but I won't.
No. The quick flex.
Yep, the flex it out on that one. Let's see here. Anita Woodrick says, toot toot. Hi guys. Good to see you, Grandma. Mom. Ryan Rail says, since I've last been here, I now volunteer at the Trolley Museum near my house. Soon I'll get my license to drive a trolley. Well, Ryan Rail, you'll have to share with us where it is that you volunteer for the Trolley Museum. That's really cool. Let's see here. Ours Train says, guess my question got lost, but Matt, it did. I missed this one from Ours Trains, asking what's your favorite Lionel accessory?
My favorite Lionel accessory. I have to say it's the milk accessory, the post-war milk car accessory, just because that was the first thing I worked on with my grandpa. It was for his set, and we spent like 2 hours trying to make it work. And we finally got it working. It was amazing to think, oh, I just fixed this piece of history. So that was my favorite Lionel accessory.
Well, that's cool. We got some smoke running on something. I can smell the smoke coming around here.
It was cold.
Very good. So Grandpa says that the 726R is nothing more than a 736 without magnet traction. Trainmaster's weighing in says, George, true, but it was a special one-year run due to the lack of magnets for magnet traction.
Really?
Yeah. Eric Lee says, I still have my dad's Tyco HO scale set.
That's cool. Really cool. He's still got his Lionel Lakeshore Limited set.
I'm not going to get rid of that one.
No, sir.
Let's see here. RJ says he likes Chicago much better than New York, and that's coming from a New Yorker. And Ours Train says, I agree with RJ despite the fact that I've never been to Chicago. And James Train says, it's not that I really like the Trainmaster, it's just that I want to train on there. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, Justin Hoffman's checking in saying, hello, George.
On the stream.
Hey, you know who else is here? We haven't seen him on the stream.
Bill
A
Davis.
good friend of ours, a good friend of the family's, fellow Train Collectors Association guy from Indianapolis. Bill Davis, good to see you here, Bill. We were talking about you just the other day. I hope your ears were ringing. There was a young man, I don't think that he's on the stream right now, but there's a link down below to a podcast that he does, and a young man just starting college, and he lives right by you, and he was lamenting that there wasn't very many people that he knew in his area that loved trains, and he was one that would certainly someone that would be a cool person to hook up with you and your knowledge base. And in fact, we even talked about him reaching out to you for possibility of being on his podcast, because I think that would be really fun, and he'd really enjoy not only meeting you on the podcast, but also meeting you in real life. So, but thanks for coming on. Good to see you here today, Bill.
Grandpa George says, when I was 11 years old, I used to ride the around the city on the L by myself. When I was 12, I used to take a bus downtown to get on the Illinois Central Electric to go to school in the 5th grade. Dang, now kids can't even walk to the bus stop without a car.
Right. Can't cross Route 47, huh, George? Yeah. So, Trainmaster of 4 says the answer to the 64 series questions, I forgot to put post-war, but the answer is 29. They were first introduced in 1953 through 1966. The first boxcar road name was Western Pacific, and the last one is New York Central.
So I was
Cool.
closest.
Yeah,
I feel like I still won.
Closest of us. Trainmaster 04, love these questions. Keep rolling them in. Randall Ellison says one of my favorite O-scale accessories is the salt factory that Menards sold.
Oh yeah, I love Menards products. If you look, I even bought their hat.
It's like their boxcars too.
Yeah,
It's going to save big money.
I like their I like their boxcars and I like their accessories. The one accessory I've been eyeing is the dog food factory, just because they have that cool light in the front of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you want to see Menards products, just go to Eric's Trains YouTube channel, and Menards gave him the stuff so you could review it. So it's pretty cool.
Right on, right on. So they made, you know what kind of track they specialize in?
Tubular.
I'm just throwing that out there, man.
Yeah, I know that. Okay.
So Justin Hoffman says, "Hello, man. How are you guys and boys doing? In case you did not know, I live in Connecticut, and he has an HO set from his dad. Well, that's cool.
That's
part
really
of,
cool.
That's part of the fun of the train hobby. I think is the legacy of it, from father to son and so on. In fact, OG George, who's on the stream, is my dad, and if you're new here, George is my son here. Matthew's a good friend of his, so we got all kinds of generational things here going. So Bill Davis says, I'm working on the potential deal to get a Metra engine made by one of my local train nuts, Steve. Well, I'm jealous. You should see Bill Davis's collection of Metra engines, George.
I've seen the YouTube videos.
Yeah. So this guy that we know from Bill, who's on the stream here, I think the only person that's got more Metra engines than him is Metra himself. And some days I'm thinking maybe that's not even the case.
Yeah, and he's got quite the collection, that's for sure.
Yeah. Bill, we were out at the rail reclamation yard out in Civis, Illinois, and we saw a Metra E8 a couple weekends ago. It wasn't being scrapped, but it was out in the junkyard with a lot of its pieces being repurposed. Lionel Gay 1776 says some trivia. Neil Young, the famous rock singer many years ago, helped Lionel design the digital command control and helped design the digital sound files.
He's also the president, or he owned Lionel for a while too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so Nicholas Shee says, I got lost on a train in Paris. Oy. Randall Ellison says, I'm going to have to call it tonight, guys. My phone's about dead. Take care. Well, thanks for checking in and hanging out with us when you did.
See ya.
See ya.
Chris Lambert's checking in. Give him a whistle. Says, hi, guys. Getting ready to retire after 37 years with the Los Angeles County Fire Department. You inspired me to start my train layout in my new hobby room. Well, how cool is that, George?
Yeah, that's really cool.
That makes me feel so good. That's one of the reasons why we did this stream, was just so we could reach out and talk to people, get people thinking trains. So that's you make my heart feel good. One of the success stories, George. Success stories, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So Lionel guy says, 1776 says, I own the Menard Salt Factory and the Starbucks coffee shop, very detailed and loaded with LED lighting.
Yeah, that's what's amazing. They have all those features put together and then make it cheaper.
Yeah, we have the passenger station, then we have the Ford dealer over there, or the Mustang dealer over there, which is kind of cool. But yeah,
Oh, cool. Well, hey, you know what? Bill Davis has a real cool thing that he's bringing up. That of those Metro locomotives, he said we'll be able to buy 100 of them being made. That's cool. I can't wait. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
That'll be awesome. We'll hop in on that one. Train Master 04 has another question. Says, here's a question that the two young ones may not know, but were there Lionel trains in an episode of Dukes of Hazzard? And if so, what locomotive type? And I don't know the answer, but I'd love to know the answer to this
My guess
question.
is a Berkshire or Hudson.
I've seen a couple Dukes of Hazzards.
Episodes, yeah, I used to watch them with my dad when I was younger. I don't remember one for train. Just search it up on YouTube.
The thing that came out of that is I feel cool and I decided to cross the hood of my mom's Camry.
Oh gosh, that's funny. So Trainmaster 04 says, question: why didn't Neil Young produce TMCC?
For his son who had special needs and he couldn't operate the trains using the levers, so he had the TMCC system, which allowed him to operate it from his wheelchair. And they also had, which is kind of cool, you see these. Actually, I can grab the. On the TMCC remote, they have these little things for him, and it was basically kind of for like a port for you can so he could he had this button called Big Red, and basically he could program it to what he wanted it to do, so it could make it go like turn the bell on, turn the bell off, the horn, and he would be able to press it and operate the trains that way. And it was a way for his son to get engaged while he so he could engage with his son. That's what I know about it.
Then Charlie's Model Trains checks in, says, Alexa, Play me Big Burrito. I want
No, she's playing it.
Is it I want a Cheeto? Alexa,
Alexa.
I want a Cheeto. Buy me a burrito. Alexa's going crazy now. Ask me if I want a burrito. Alexa, shut the up. Censored by YouTube.
Censored by the
Austin and Black Production says just got a post-war 2023. Nice. Nice. He says it needs extreme repairs though. And let's see here. So, question on the stream here is, do you think that Menards will buy MTH?
No, I don't think Menards will buy MTH, and here's why. I think, or going along with what my dad said, I think that Mike Wolf has sold anything that he owns in MTH so far that has a value to it, and I think the only thing left that he owns to it is the name MTH, and if Menards buys it, it basically them just producing what they have under the name MTH, and I mean, I don't know, I don't really think that would be a smart business move.
I'll put in my opinion though. I think if Menards did buy the name MTH and with what little it had, I think it could benefit them in a way though, that people would recognize the name MTH and be like, it might have some quality instead of a $20 boxcar, that people think it doesn't have quality. And I think it could help Menards out in a way, expand into the model train business. So.
Yeah, it's both good points. That's both good points because Matthew, there is value in like the goodwill and the brand MTH. Yeah. And if Menards wanted to get into the hobby more, that would be a good banner to carry their brand under because it already is a known brand.
Yeah.
And the opposite side of the coin is I think that I think MTH is or Mike Wolf may have already sold everything of value with the exception of the name, and all of the ties and tools and molds are still in China. And Menards could just easily go over there and talk to the people that were producing the trains for MTH, and rather than investing in the name MTH, just have those people produce the trains for them under the. They wouldn't even be copying it; it would be the same stuff because they probably still own that and have the rights to the intellectual property rights to that, so they could just utilize those same things. And Menards, at least in the Midwest here, is a huge brand, and they can utilize your own brand.
I'm hoping Menards does something like they have a premium brand and they have like an affordable brand. So let's say they could have kind of like how Lionel has Lion Chief and Legacy. So they could have something more affordable and something that's more for people who want to have super high detail. I think that'd be great.
Agreed. So Brian Burns is checking in with a really cool point here, switching gears a lot. Brian says you got to think if the Corona didn't happen, none of this stuff would have happened. And I'm somewhat happy that it happened because he was able to meet some awesome people who I'll be talking with for years to come. And that is kind of true. We were talking about that last night, and you have to weigh in on this, Matthew, because you're kind of in this next generation. And for all of you that are watching, it was one of the things that I talked a lot about on the podcast last night about you next generation guys. You're through this stay at home, we were forced to communicate with each other in ways that we didn't in the past. And now we've got different ways that we communicate, like Zoom and Discord and everything like that. And with that moving forward, what do you think would be a good way to have like the next generation YouTubers like get together?
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that would be a really cool or a good idea, and yeah, I think that hopefully we can get something together pretty soon.
But like what ways? What do you think are the best ways? Because it's really neat because all of a sudden all of your younger guys are starting to coalesce and talk, and like I said, we got the Discord server for which is a neat thing that we've got going on. What else? Any other ideas? And I challenge each and every one of you guys who are the young guns and the next generations out there. Keep this dialogue going, especially with your train people, because I know all of you younger guys that are into trains. It's like a breath of fresh air when you're meeting somebody else that's into the hobby, don't you think?
Yeah, I do. It is really cool meeting other people that are in the hobby. And honestly, I mean, the Discord server's been a really good way to get everybody together. But other than that, I think, I mean, just meeting people in your area that are into it, like personally meeting up with them would be kind of cool. But yeah, I mean that would be kind of cool.
So, I actually have we could also get other people in the hobby. For example, if this Corona thing didn't happen, my cousin came visited for 3 weeks, and what happened was I'd be running my trains, and of course post-war trains are loud. So he would, so he would listen and walk in, and his mom couldn't get him off his phone, and he'd come in and watch me run the trains, and eventually he asked me if he could run them, and so I sent him home with just a standard oval and some other trains, and then his mom couldn't get him off them. He was about 12, and now he's going around taking photos of trains he sees, and he has a wish list already set up of what he wants.
Very cool.
So, yeah, I got my cousin into it, and now his mom doesn't like that he's into it because now he's asking for expensive trains.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
But it's better than his phone.
So Brian's Burns, to that point, says that as a result of this network of people that he's met, that he was able to get his dream locomotive, which I think is M1, Legacy M1. So
that's cool.
You bet. That's kind of fun. So let's see here. Paul Coker he says that is asking, is MTH having some problems?
They're out of business.
Not yet.
Not yet, but they're going to be.
Mike Wolf is in the market of trying to sell MTH and said that they're going to stop producing trains unless there's a buyer for that. So Bill Davis checking back in with an interesting nugget about TMCC and Neil Young. A gentleman by the name of John Kitterman, who was a friend of Bill's in the Train Collectors Association, made a lot of really neat train things. He was part and parcel for designing and building TMCC for Neil Young.
That's cool.
That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, we'd still be running trains off of these babies if it weren't for TMCC. So, yeah, I personally enjoy running them off of these a lot more.
Yeah.
So, Trainmaster's giving us an answer to the Dukes of Hazzard question. Says it was a post-war turbine, like the song says, just for their good old boys.
That's neat. Yeah. Have to find that.
Let's see here. James Train says his first Lionel Steam was a post-war 2055 in DB, Texas, trying to fix a Lionel uncoupled track. Well, if you're having some problems with that, DB Tech, why don't you head on over to the Discord server. There's a link below if you're not on it. And we've got a part of the channel on the Discord for helping people fix their trains. And we've got a lot of smart, bright individuals on there that'll be able to help you with that. For sure. And while I'm on it, I would like to again request to everybody, if you could, go down below, check out the podcast, the new podcast channel that's started by Sam's O-Gauge Trains and by Sam's O-Gauge Trains and RJ's Trains. There's a link in the description below. Check that out. We also have the Discord server for those that want to continue chatting after this. And as long as I'm on the sales pitch here, if everybody could, please go over and hit that, smash that like button for us. It helps a lot out with the algorithm and trying to get the live stream out to people who weren't able to put it through. So
great, guys. Now we have 26 watching and 26 likes.
We like that. 26. We'll take
got
it.
27 now.
27.
Woohoo!
It's amazing.
Excellent.
All right, so I got to skip ahead here, guys. Sorry about that. Austin and Block, I missed something here, but you're talking about Godzilla. Weigh in on that one again. Let me know what you're talking about. Bill Camerna says, Bill Davis. That's some good behind-the-scene info. Did not know that. Speaking of behind-the-scene info, that must have been the silent watcher there. Friend of the program, friend of George GFW Trains, friend of Wally Worderick and the Worderick family, Bill Cabernis.
Former TCA president.
Former three-time TCA president. owner of the '84 consolidation, which has been featured on numerous,
GFW Trains videos.
and builder of the world famous Midwest Division
Train races.
train races.
Wow. He needs a couple Super Bowl rings.
Yep.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. You gotta give him a plaque.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Charlie's All Trains. Alexa, play GFW Trains intro earring 1 hour.
Is that an actual thing?
No, I hope not.
Well, we've always have trouble with the audio on the. We always have trouble on the audio with the intro, and I don't. It's set on a different audio than the rest of the stream. So sometimes it comes in like a transistor radio blasting at you. So I think that people are giving us a hard time about that. I challenge you, Charlie's Trains, to make a intro for your live stream, and when you get it, I'll rate that one for you. Okay? Be free to do that and do some critiquing for you on that. Won't charge you a thing. I usually have a high hourly rate, but for you, I'll do it for free.
$3.99.
Brian Burns getting back to about Menards and MTH says he doesn't think it'll happen because Menards is a hardware store and not a train manufacturer.
But they've been leaning towards the model train stuff. I mean, they have trains. They are the only store in like America that isn't a hobby shop that has trains in it.
Can I tell you guys a story? So in Washington State, we don't have Menards. And when I first came here, I went to Menards with my grandpa. It was Christmas time, so of course I saw the trains. But when I first walked in there, I thought it was a grocery store. So it's not just a hardware store. It's like, do you see there's groceries back there? Like, you get yourself a gallon of milk, and a couple 2x4s, and on top of it, you can get a train. It's like the best place ever.
Yeah, gotta like that.
So,
You gotta like that. Whatever you want.
I don't think they're classified as a hardware store anymore. They're like a Walmart in a hardware store.
Okay.
Oh, don't forget, you can buy yourself a couch here too if you want.
Yeah, you can get yourself a
And
couch.
a toilet. And a
Got a
toilet.
toilet.
Probably now you can get a TV.
Oh, I bet you they can.
So Sean's Trains in the house saying, "Yo, what's up?"
Welcome. I almost called them Scenes Trains earlier. Scene.
James Train says MTH Trains, Menards Traditional Honor Trains. Oh, we must have got some pixelization. Thanks everybody for hanging with us through the pixelization. Eric Lee's asking, is a fan meetup still in the works? Yes. But we were going to have it at the Illinois Railway Museum, and the Illinois Railway Museum is up in the air whether they're going to open or not. So we've got that kind of up in the air, and we'll see what happens with that. If we don't get it in 2020, we'll definitely get it in 2021. I think that would be really great to do something and have that fan meetup out there. We're also talking, if they have York in October, maybe doing some type of tailgate out there at York. We'll see.
That'd be really cool.
I think it would. But we got a lot of dots that we got to connect on that. One, we got to get to York. We got to figure out how we're going to get to York. And then when we're at York, and we can convince Grandpa to take the RV, then we can have the tail. We got to get together
And his
to
wallet. And his wallet.
Oh,
Can't forget about that.
So, but I think that would be really cool to have a GFW York meetup. I think that would be cool. Lionel Guy 1776 says MTH will continue to support their products and their customers. Mike Wolf realized there's not enough money to be made to keep the company profitable. I agree with that 100%. So Austin and Block Production says, is that 197, the 197 and Godzilla behind, George?
There's Godzilla 197.
The Kohler.
Oh, the Kohler. Yeah, we do have them.
All right, we got it.
There. Yep, we got those on the layout. Although the 197 doesn't operate, just 'cause it's there for display purposes only. No, I'm just kidding. We just don't have it wired yet.
No.
But yeah. Solid.
So Trainmaster says, one of the subjects of the Dukes of Hazzard is how old is John Schneider, Bo Duke, when the show started. Also, I would love to get together with y'all and talk trains, but I live nowhere close to you. Well, that's too bad, Trainmaster. Get on that Discord down below. Follow that link. That'll get you to the Discord. And we from time to time get on there and talk trains. Say that you're singing and dancing.
Oh, we're back.
I think we're back.
Oh, we're back.
Bam.
We're back.
And we're back.
Better than ever.
Back and better than ever. Look at that guy's face right up there.
Man, you must be a real cool dude.
All right. Sorry about that, everybody. We didn't realize it, but the plug on the computer came out, and the computer died as we were on the stream. So yeah, we back, but we got everything discombobulated to where I was at. So Humanities here says he likes your new hat, George.
Thank you, man. I went with the invisible look today. I'm not sure how that's panning out, you know.
Hey, Chris Lambert's here. Get him a whistle. Get Humanity a whistle too.
Okay.
So
The Train Master's whistle is kind of lame compared to Steam.
let's see here. Hey, Bill's actually mentioning, I didn't even think about it. He's still in Midwest Division. It's like
That's
gum on
true.
your shoe. You can't rid of it. Get rid of it.
Yeah. It's like gum on your shoe.
Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I'm rolling right through a bunch of these. Bill Davis says John Menard is a very big O-scale train collector, and that's why they carry the trains.
Yeah, and he also funded his son, or I'm pretty sure it's his son's NASCAR career too. And that I'm big into NASCAR, and that kind of helped the NASCAR sport grow because he sponsors like 4 cars now.
Really? I did
Yeah.
not know that.
He's big into NASCAR too.
Yeah, IndyCar was his jam for the longest time.
Yeah.
Still got it.
His son got into NASCAR.
Yeah, and then his son got into NASCAR, and then Paul Menard basically brought all sponsorship to NASCAR.
Doesn't Helio Castroneves still have a Menard sponsorship though?
Simon Pagino,
That's-
from time to
that's
time,
right.
Yeah.
races with
Ryan Blaney has Menards, and Matt Benedetto has Menards, and I believe a couple times Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano have Menards.
Oh,
Their
that's
team
cool.
fence.
Any of those guys win the Indy 500?
No.
Oh.
They won the Brickyard 400, which is the lamest race on earth.
Paul Menard won that, didn't he?
Yeah, he won it. His only career win because he used Daddy's money. And anyway, that's
Ask David Blaney how many times he's won it.
wait, what?
Ask Ricky Joe Bubble how many times Ricky Joe's won it.
Okay. Well, anyway, I think their average attendance is like 2,000 to 10,000 people at the Brickyard 400. And if you've ever gone to Indianapolis and seen how big it is, like they block off part of the grandstands because that race is so boring. But
They
anyway,
probably run like with the cars, you know, on the grandstands.
I've been to the Brickyard before.
it's a boring race.
Well, I tell you why I didn't like it, because the cars seemed like they were going about 50 miles per hour
I
slower
thought
than
you
the
said
Indy
you
cars.
didn't mind NASCAR.
I don't mind NASCAR.
What?
Well, I'm sorry that Indy cars aren't rocket ships.
All right, you're right.
They're NASCAR.
You mean they're not rocket ships?
Well, I mean, NASCAR.
Well, I do like NASCAR. I do, and I'm a little salty because all that Menard's money went to NASCAR. That's probably why I'm
Yeah.
getting on your case there.
Anyway, back to trains.
All right, so guys, I'm Austin and Block says he's got to go. All right, we'll see you. Getting back after the blackout. Shoot. All right, I'm just gonna go down to the bottom and work back a little bit. Let's see here. George was singing and dancing during the blackout
Yeah,
Yep.
with the conductor hat on.
with the conductor. He loves that. Northern Ohio Railfan Productions here says likes the 844 with the 4141 lash up. Let's see here. Train Master 04 says final question. Did Lionel produce any UP turbines?
Yeah, they did. Didn't they do a Brandon turbine? No, not a Brandon. The gas powered turbine, I think.
And from tradition, I say no, they didn't.
Oh,
I don't know.
post-war?
I think that they did. They did.
They probably did, but I'm saying no.
All right,
Worked
there you
so
go.
far.
Hey, Sam's Gauge Trains checking in. Good to see you, Sam. Sam says, hey, I hope y'all are well. It was a blast talking last night. Thanks for coming on. And Sam's here, and I'll pump his channel once again. He's got a new podcast channel. You can find their link in the description below. Check that out. Subscribe to the channel. It's Sam and RJ. And it's a coincidence that you're on here, but it's perfect that you're on, because another person that's on the stream right now is Bill Davis. I want you two to get connected up so bad. Bill Davis, meet Sam's O'Gay's Trains. You guys live right near each other in the Indianapolis area. And Sam is a really, really neat, dynamic young man who is really passionate about trains, but said that he didn't know too many people in the area that he lived in. And I want to get him connected up with some of the people that you know out there. So hopefully you get a chance in the stream here to talk to each other. All right, so Chris Lambert's George is asking, how'd you get your wife into trains?
I don't have one.
Oh, me! Actually, my poor wife, she and I have been together since I was 18 years old. And she knew that I was a train head from the day we met. Going down into the basement at my mom and dad's house, where we had a train down there. And she knew if she was going to be with me, that she was just going to have to either like trains or put up with them. And I'm lucky enough that she not only likes them, but is joined me in embracing the hobby too. So both her and my daughter from time to time.
I can't imagine that when you're like, hey, you want to see my basement? And just pull the train.
Hey baby, can I show you my basement?
No comment. No comment.
And then George came along. So
one person has been down here. Never again. It's the most awkward thing ever.
let's see here. Lionel guys 1776 says, good night, great podcast, guys. Look forward to the next one. Well, that's good. That's good. Hopefully we'll be back on Sunday.
Yeah!
Sunday at 6 to 8. That's our plan.
I might do a pop-up stream on Friday, too, right?
I won't be around on Friday.
Yeah, no, neither will I.
Well, no, actually, I will be around on Friday.
won't be though.
George won't be here on Friday, so no pop-up. Well, maybe you guys will be doing a pop-up stream.
Yeah, maybe like in the middle of the day.
Yeah. So just check your notifications every once in a while. I might be doing a pop-up stream.
Yep. So Brian Burns says, finally found the picture of my first York train show haul. Attaboy.
Nice.
That's great.
So in Train Masters, 04, the Lionel turbine was a branded turbine, and he's going to be working on a product review of the branded turbine.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
So Grandpa says, Chris Lambert, you buy her own set. I bought my wife a Lionel Girls train set. She really liked them before, anyway. Let's see here. Gosh, I've gotten off of this. Sometimes it's hard to
Yeah,
go back.
Grandma likes that girl's train set so much that she kept it separate from the rest of the trains. It's in his closet, or his old room's closet with all the baseball cards.
Yeah. So hey, I think that James's Train says, can you guys do train racing? It's been so long since you've done one.
Friday.
We're gonna have to do that. Maybe not this Friday, but we'll have to do that.
Yeah. That's
So Northern Ohio Railband Productions says, I see a Moan on E8 F7. What loco is that, George?
that's a F3, I think.
F7.
Oh, it is an F7? It's an F7 made by MTH. It's a pretty neat engine. It's got Protostance 3 on the inside, and yeah, it's really, really cool. We like it a lot. It's technically my grandpa's, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So, yeah.
All right. Sorry, guys, we got lost here. Let's see here. George Wordrick says, George, when you get older, you can you have a couch and bottle of brandy and find a lady to watch trains under the low lights. Hey, baby.
Oh,
I am George, the train master. James Train says, sorry, I gotta go, maybe back later. Sounds good. Well, I'm not sure how much longer we're gonna be on here. We're kind of pushing 9:30. We'll probably go on until about 9:30, so we'll be on a little bit more little bit longer. What do you say, guys? Think that's good?
Yeah.
Matt's got to get his beauty sleep. George has got to get up and run another 6 miles tomorrow for track. So, yeah.
Well, I'm probably not going to sleep and stay up watching YouTube till 3 a.m.
Is that the thing to do these days?
Well, normally when I'm not at home, that's what I do. But if I'm at home, I don't because I have to wake up in the morning and do work.
But now you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Right on. For those of you who don't know, Matthew is from Washington. He's a good friend of ours out visiting.
Yeah.
He's out visiting, and he's done a lot of cool things for GFW trains, and including making the GFW trains caboose here.
Yep, the caboose.
And you'll see it coming around here right in a few seconds. He gave George
The silver one. It's that boxcar. I made it.
1,000 subscribers special box car coming through right here.
And he made the GFW play button.
Yeah.
1,000 subscribers.
Just don't drop it and break it. Like Peter
I won't.
did.
No! It's even got his name engraved on the back.
Yeah. But it was not packaged by Rick, unfortunately. Only a few guys will get that.
Cool, cool. Well, Brian Burns says he realizes he's only 3 subs away from 50. So Brian's a neat young man as well. He's very active on the Discord channel down below, and he started up a YouTube channel here on YouTube. It's got some neat videos on his train collection. Loves that Pennsylvania Railroad.
Yeah.
He's very passionate about the Pennsylvania Railroad. So give a check out to his YouTube channel. See if we can get him up to 50. That'd be really cool if we can get him up to 50 tonight.
Maybe past 50.
Maybe even past 50, huh?
Yeah.
And check out Matthew. Maybe we can get
but
Matthew.
it's Hot Wheels.
You know, he's a Hot Wheel guy.
Yeah, but after I make if you guys want to see how the train car, the boxcar and black is made, when I get home, I'll finish editing up the video and post it. So probably about 2 weeks, I'll post it, and then they can probably put a link to it in their description.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Trainmaster, or I'm sorry, Sean's Train says putting money on the Big Boy Friday. Ooh. We're gonna have a Big Boy versus
Stereo. I'm putting money on Thomas, who took steroids back there.
Steroid Thomas.
I don't know.
He's covered up right now. You can't really see steroid. Well, you can see a little bit of Steroid
I can
Thomas.
grab him.
Shed 19 or Shed 17, wherever it is, Thomas. But, yeah. There you go.
Putting money on Thomas.
I call that one the Lab Thomas. Like
Lab
the Rat
Tom-
Rod Thomas.
Rat Rod Thomas.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's cool. We got 33 likes.
Nice. Smash that like button for us, everybody. Appreciate it. So Fast Friday, for those of you who didn't see, we got some real cool shirts from Corey from Ours Trains, the Fast Friday promotion shirts. We haven't had a Fast Friday train race in a while, but we've got some trains ready and raring to go. We got a couple 44 tonners. We got some Lionel snowplow and some burro cranes, and we got some other ones that are all set up to go. And by the way, I just want to thank everybody. It was a while before we, or between our streams the last time we were out doing them. And I didn't think that people would come back, actually. Thought that we kind of fall off the picture, be irrelevant, since I'm back at the office on a regular basis, and George has gotten into more of the regular rhythm of things since things are opening up in Illinois. I thought that people weren't going to be, we had to stop doing our streams, and I thought that people wouldn't come back to us if we started up our streams. So it's been really cool, really humbling, at least from my perspective, to see people back talking and hanging out with us and doing trains again. So I love it. Yeah, Bill Cabernis is suggesting Cap Woodward versus Big Boy. We've got GG1 versus Big Boy. All of these are good.
You
Big
guys are
O-
just listing off their favorites.
Yeah, I like this. I like GG1 versus Big Boy.
Yeah.
My GG1 upstairs. We get the scale GG1 down here. Running against the out. This is all good.
We do like a
Fast Friday
scale
stuff.
GG1 versus the post or GG1.
So Otis Tooley says, George, you run cross country for school?
I do. I run cross country. I ran cross country for the middle school and just started up cross country for the high school. But yeah, yes I do.
Cool.
Oh, Ace versus Jevo. I don't think we have any Jevos. Maybe I can convince Sammy to let us borrow his AC6000.
Ooh, that would be a good one. I like that.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Angel says, Vision Line Big Boy will pull the GG1 and the train behind it.
Ooh,
Dang, them some big words there, Angel.
fighting words.
I don't know, man. I heard that the Preto sounds isn't exactly all worked out yet.
Yeah, I heard it's got some bugs, literally.
I heard John Menard's trying to buy Preto sounds.
Yeah, me too.
Put him in his Mike's Train House shells.
Yeah.
That you have to buy. Iron Fox says he put all the money on the Black Blur. That's his favorite racing train there.
Oh boy. I remember one time, the first time I had gotten this one, I brought it to a train show, and we had the modular layout up, so I put it on the modular layout, and I couldn't get it off the track because it was running at 22 volts, and you know, this thing flies, so it was going around the modular layout. Nobody could get it off the track. Finally, just had to turn the power off. But,
Adrian Garcia says nobody knows about the limited production Preto sounds. Shh. Charlie's Model Train's wondering where the hat's at.
it's at home. Wait, I mean, I am at home. It's in my room, on my dresser. I forgot to put it on. But, yeah.
There you go, there you go.
Get to see the,
Eric Lee's putting his money on the Rocket Santa Fe.
yeah!
Well, listen, folks, we've had a great time hanging out with you this evening. We're hitting 9:30. George is getting tired. He's saying his favorite word over and over again.
Yeah!
You got to get Matthew home so he can get his beauty sleep.
Yeah.
AK watching YouTube till 3 a.m. Hey.
It's been great to have you with us. Like I said, it's really cool that even though we were away for a little while, that everybody came back and has enjoyed. Hopefully, you've enjoyed doing or being a part of the live stream as much as we've enjoyed having everybody on. So yeah. So again, just a couple of things if I could get you. One, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button if you haven't already, I'd appreciate that. That helps us so much with the YouTube algorithm and getting it so that more people see our channel, and we can coalesce the hobby and the love of trains. To that note, I think down below we also have a link to Sparky 107's video. And he had a really, really good idea of how to get everybody who have YouTube channels in the hobby indexed. So check out that link. It's a really good way that you can check out other YouTube channels and also get people to check out your own YouTube channel. There's 3 videos in the series. Make sure you watch all 3. Because if you just watch the first one and go through that, it'll you end up getting subscribers and getting them taken away. So you got to actually watch the videos before you subscribe and comment on one or two. But check out that link. It's a really good way if you want to grow your channel, for sure. Also, in terms of growing channels, also down below, we've got a channel to a couple of good next generation young guns that have started a podcast, fun podcast. George and I are going to be featured on the next one. GFW Trains is, but they've got some really, really cool podcasts that they've done in the past with people who are really passionate about trains and the hobby, and they're doing a really Sam and now RJ are doing a really, really good job of trying to get the message about our hobby out there, especially to the younger crowd. So, yeah. With that, everybody, had a great time this evening.
See you around the roundhouse. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's awesome, George. Don't let the caboose hit you on the way out. Matthew, thank you so much for being with us this last couple of days.
Yep.
Come anytime. Be on the live stream whenever you want. All right.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Adios, senors.
Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll see you around.
Yep.
There we go. Wait, all right, 30.